Alright, let's do this.
I would like fast. But
Oh yeah. Especially when after we watched the new Sonic movie. It was just delightful.
the next one, Battle.
6 years later.
Exactly.
Gotta wait to get you.
Well, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't as long as Stranger Things. How long it took for a new season of Stranger Things.
6 years.
I think it was like that long. Right. Are you requesting him? Is his feet that close to you? Is that bothering you? Can you please? Thank you. Is that safe? Is that a good distance for you with his feet? Okay. All right. I'll press this. Nice. Pilate and the Judeans. So they took Jesus from Caiaphas to the governor's residence. It was early in the morning. They didn't themselves go inside the residence. They were anxious not to pollute themselves so that they would still be able to eat the Passover. So Pilate went inside and spoke to them. "What's the charge then?" he asked. "What have you got against this fellow?" If he wasn't doing wicked things," they replied, "wouldn't have handed him over to you. Take him yourself," said Pilate to them, "and judge him by your own law." "We're not allowed to put anyone to death," replied the Judeans. This was so that the word of Jesus might come true when he had indicated what sort of death he was going to die. So remember they brought him to the high priest? Now the high priest brought him to the governor, so Rome. And he's like, "Deal with him yourself." And they're like, "Well, we want him dead. And we can't put him to death, so we need you." Well, that's fine. It's not... Well, if people can't, they'll say. Are you a part of this? Okay. I watched today as a television interviewer fired question at a man whose main aim seemed to be able to answer them all at great length without saying anything at all. On and on the interviewer went, trying angle after angle, but the man stood his ground. "No," he repeated, "our policy is such and such. Our main aim is to make sure that all the different interests of the region are balanced as best as can be. Yes, compromises will be needed, though he never said what. No, we don't intend to pose our own solution, but to help the region find its own," and so on and so on. The man was a special envoy to a part of the Middle East that has been under huge stress and pressure in recent days. Sadly, that sentence could have been written at any time in the last century or so, and I suspect it will still feel up to date for a long time to come. He had gone from his home in the comfortable and affluent part of the world to represent the Western powers, or some of them, and in an inhospitable and hostile land, where people spoke a different language not only with their lips but with their hearts and lives. Things were different there. If he could only keep things quiet, prevent trouble, present a good front to people back home, hope that no major disaster brewed up. And of course, that describes Pontius Pilate as well. He was a long way from home. Some traditions suggest he was born in Scotland, but we have no way of checking that. He was a career politician, perhaps, or a soldier who had risen to be a provincial governor, though a junior one. He probably hoped that an effective tour of duty in Judea would lead to better things. Senior posting, better pay, and if possible an easier local situation to deal with. It was not to be. He was eventually removed from office after the Judeans accused him of all kinds of arrogant, bullying, and offensive behavior. Apart from much later legends, he vanishes from history in about 37 AD. His policy seems to have revolved around two aims in particular. On the one hand, he wanted to keep things quiet in the turbulent Middle East. His bosses back in Rome needed a steady corn supply from Egypt. Without that, food would run short in the overcrowded and underemployed streets of Rome itself, and major trouble would result. In the 1st century, as in the 21st century, the Western powers depended on resources from the Middle East, and needed some measure of peace and stability in what was then as now a turbulent region. It was Pilate's aim, by sheer brutality where necessary, to keep the lid down on what could become a boiling political pot. On the other hand, he seems to have taken delight in snubbing the Jewish people, and particularly their leaders, whenever he could. If they very much wanted something to happen, he will take pride in thwarting them. If there was something they didn't want, he might well do it. He needed to show them that he was in charge and that they depended on him. These two aims determined the way Pilate behaved throughout the following scenes. Though he was the official representative of Roman justice, that quality seems to have been interpreted, as in some other similar situation, with considerable flexibility. It all boiled down to pragmatism, to what will work. So saying, this guy's a big top Roman dude who didn't like the Jews. You know, like the Israelites. And so he made it his very point to really show that he was top dog, he was leader, through force if necessary, with the Roman sword rights. And so then these guys needed Jesus killed, and so he was like showing that he was still in charge. He's like, oh yeah, go ahead, you have your law. And then making them pretty much beg to kill Jesus. This is why, to begin with, he didn't want anything to do with the chief priest. Fussing at him on the morning of a festival, refusing to come into his official residence so they wouldn't incur ritual pollution. John, we note, loses no chance to remind us once again that this is Passover. The lambs are being prepared for sacrifice in the temple as Jesus is brought before their Roman governor who has sole power over life and death. The chief priests are invasive. He's doing wicked things. They know, and Pilate may well know, Roman governors had a network of spies, and it's quite likely that Pilate knew at least as much about Jesus as the chief priest did. That Jesus wasn't actually stirring up a real military-style revolution, but they wanted him out of the way, for reasons that we have seen over and over again in John's story, accumulating with the cynical policy stated by Caiaphas in 1149. Clearly from the question Pilate asked Jesus in the next section, something must have been said or implied about Jesus being a king. The accusers insist that he's guilty of something deserving death, and only the Romans have the legal power to kill people. In other words, Jesus is going to die the death that Rome reserved for rebels. He has said that he will be lifted up, like the serpent in the wilderness. Remember that story with Moses? So people got bit by, right? And then God tells Moses to make a stick with a, right? And when they look at it, so if they got bitten, and when they look at it, they're like made well, right? Like the serpent in the wilderness, and that when he was lifted up, he would draw all people to himself. This lifting up for John has merged into being glorified. Jesus on the cross revealed in its full extent the astonishing majesty of God's saving love. But at this point, the lines of meaning converge. What Jesus intends, what the chief priests intend, and what Pilate intends are all rushing together into an event so thickly interwoven that we shall need to peer at it. Not from this angle, not from that, until we solely understand all that John wants to tell us about it. For the moment, we simply note the marking signs he has put down. It is Passover. Pilate doesn't want to touch this case. The chief priests are determined that Jesus shall die, and that Pilate must therefore take charge of the matter. The greatest legal system of the ancient world and its noblest religion come together in the center of the world, as Jerusalem was long supposed, and at the center of history. Together they blunder and stumble into an act so wicked, so unjust, so unnecessary, and so indicative of their own moral bankruptcy that, before anything more is said, we can already draw the correct conclusion. The man at the center of the storm was indeed dying for the sin of the world. So Pilate went back into the residence and spoke to Jesus. "Are you the king of the Jews?" he asked. "Do you think that I am? Do you think of that?" asked Jesus, "or did other people tell you about me?" "I'm not a Jew, am I?" retorted Pilate. "Your own people and the chief priests have handed you over to me. What have you done?" "My kingdom isn't the sort that grows in this world," replied Jesus. "If my kingdom were from this world, my supporters would have fought to stop me being handed over to the Judeans, but it's not like that. My kingdom isn't the sort that comes from here." "So," said Pilate, "you are a king, are you?" "You're calling me a king," replied Jesus. "I was born for this. I've come into the world for this, to give evidence about the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice." So have you noticed? He's trying to ask if he's king. He's like, "Well, people are saying you are." And he's like, "Well, actually, you see, my kingdom, my ways is not your ways." He's like, your kingdom, your kings and their followers would have already like stormed into here and had me rule with the sword. But my kingdom's way different. So,
Being paper.
well, Jesus.
Was cut.
"So," Pilate said, "you are a king, are you?" "You're calling me a king," replied Jesus. "I was born for this. I've come into the world for this, to give evidence about the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice." "Truth?" said Pilate. "What's that?" With those words, he went back out into the Judeans. "I found this man not guilty," he said, "but look here. You got this custom that I should let someone free at Passover time. So what about it? Would you like me to release the king of the Jews?" "No," they shouted. "We don't want him. Give us Barabbas." Now Barabbas was a brigand. And remember what a brigand was? So,
The fin not.
yeah, I just remember. So Barabbas, you know what they're putting in charge over Jesus? Him being a rebel rouser, him trying to lead a trying to lead a revolution. Barabbas was part of a group who tried. Jesus not, yeah. And so they're literally going to release a person who was trying to overthrow the Romans with a sword. And so they're shouting, "Give us Barabbas," and pretty much saying, "We want Barabbas free," and then put Jesus as the one who's supposed to die. A brigand death, a rebel death. Yeah. Well, and the cool part is remember there were criminals to his left and to his right when he on the cross. There was two thieves, and one person says, "Hey, look at me, remember me, pretty much forgive me, I'm here." And Jesus like, "You will be with me in paradise." Even when the criminal deserved the worst, Jesus still forgave and welcomed him into paradise.
Welcome into heaven.
Yeah, into the kingdom of heaven, right? The ancient world knew more about kings than we moderns do. Where kings and queens still exist today, they mostly live and work within a carefully constructed framework. They are not absolute monarchs, but constitutional ones. They can bring subtle pressure to bear on politicians. They can let it be known that they would prefer one course to be followed, rather than another. But let them try anything more than subtle pressure and people will get restless. Monarchs must now stay within careful limits. Of course, there are plenty of places in the world where people still rule in an autocratic, dictatorial fashion, without any semblance of democratic constitution. But in the ancient world, this was far more widespread. People knew that what kings did, and queens too, but since we're talking about Jesus, let's keep it at king for the moment. Kings ruled people according to their own wishes and whims. They could promote one person and demote another. They were all powerful. And people knew how kings became kings too. Often the crown will pass from father to son, or to some other close male relative. But from time to time there will be a revolution. The way to the crown for anyone not in the direct family line was through violence. This was so among the Jews as much as among the pagans. Judas Maccabees had established his dynasty 200 years before Jesus met Pilate through military revolution against the Syrians, winning for the Jews their independence and for himself and his family a royal status they had not previously aspired to. Herod the Great, 30 years before Jesus was born, had defeated the Parthians, the great empire to the east, and Rome in gratitude had allowed him to become king of the Jews. Hello, Chiku. Though he too had no appropriate background or pedigree. So when Pilate faces Jesus and someone hints that the reason the chief priests have handed him over is because he thinks he's a king, this must be what he assumes is going on. Pilate doesn't understand and doesn't want to understand the ins and outs of the odd ways, as it would seem to him, in which the Jews organize their life. But he knows what kings are, what kingdoms are, where they come from and how they behave. And he knows that it's his job to allow no such thing on his patch. So out he comes with it. Are you the king of the Jews? The idea is, of course, so laughable that he knows, within his own frame of reference, what the answer is. He sees before him a poor man from the wrong part of the country. He has a small band of followers and they've all run away. Of course he's not the king, but maybe he thinks he is. Maybe he's really deluded. Better ask him and find out. So do you hear that? So Pilate is making sure that Jesus doesn't think he's king and trying to overthrow Rome. So that's why he straight up ask him, are you king of the Jews? Pilate then discovers, as many discovered before him and many have since, that when you ask Jesus a question, the answer is likely to be another question. Where is the suggestion coming from? Who put this idea into your head? Pilate waves us away. Don't expect me to understand you particular Jews. You must have done something wrong or you wouldn't be here. Jesus' answer is both apparently incriminating and deeply revealing. His kingdom, yes, he agrees he has a kingdom. Pilate seizes on this. Does it come from this world? Please no. He doesn't say, as some translations have put it, my kingdom is not of this world. That would imply his kingdom was altogether otherworldly, a spiritual or heavenly reality that had nothing to do with the present world at all. That is not the point. Jesus, after all, taught his disciples to pray that God's kingdom will come on earth as in heaven. So Jesus is saying that his kingdom is on earth, but it's different. It's not like a complete spiritual domain. Because we're supposed to pray, like he says, your kingdom come, your will be done on heaven as it is on earth. Yes. Thank you. No, the point is that Jesus' kingdom does not come from this world. Of course it doesn't. The world, as we've seen again and again, is in John the source of evil and rebelling against God. So remember, when he uses the world, that's the forces that are in rebellion against God. So of course, his kingdom is different than the world kingdom, than the Roman kingdom, and the Jewish kingdom. That it doesn't come through usurping through violence. Jesus isn't denying that his kingdom has a this worldly origin or quality. He is not denying that it has a this worldly destination. That's why he has come into the world himself, and why he has sent and will send his followers into the world. His kingdom doesn't come from this world, but it is for this world. That is the crucial destination. That is the crucial distinction. In particular, as he points out, if his kingdom were of the normal type, his followers would fight to stop him being handed over. They nearly did, of course, and he had to restrain them. Peter needed to learn the lesson Jesus was now teaching Pilate, and it will take nothing less than the resurrection to get it through to him. But Jesus is indeed claiming to be a king, even though he isn't the sort of king that Judas Maccabees was, that Herod the Great was, still less the sort that Caesar was. This was why he had come in the first place. He was in fact speaking and bringing the truth. Truth isn't something you get out of a test tube or a mathematical formula. We don't have truth in our pockets. Philosophers and judges don't own it. It is a gift. A strange quality that, like Jesus' kingdom in fact, comes from elsewhere but is meant to take up residence in this world. Jesus has come to give evidence about this truth. He is himself the truth. Pilate, of course, can only see things from this worldly perspective. As far as he knows, the only place to get truth is out of the sheath of the sword. Or as we will say, out of the barrel of a gun. Political truth, my truth against your truth. My sword against your sword. With those two meaning much the same thing. And ultimately for a Roman governor, my truth against your truth. My power against your weakness. My cross to hang over your naked body. Ah, but that's the truth. The truth that belongs to Passover. The truth that says one man dies and the others go free. So you hear that? So for Rome, truth was might make right. Yeah, do you know that expression might make right? Huh? So you know, like, let's say for instance you, me, and Micah had a disagreement. In the world of might makes right, who we know is who owns the right? The one that can really exert with their hands and their power and their weapons, that they're in charge.
Yeah.
But that's not Jesus' world.
No, this is.
Yeah. And that's the truth. That's his kingdom. Ah, but that's the truth. The truth that belongs to Passover. The truth that says one man dies and the others go free. Barabbas, the brigand, perhaps himself either a would-be king or a supporter of someone else's failed messianic movement, faces the gallows as well. You know what faces the gallows as well means? He's facing his execution. Faces the gallows as well. Somehow, through the cynicism, the casual local custom, the misunderstandings, the distortions, the plots and schemes and betrayals and denials, the truth stands there in person, taking the death that would otherwise have fallen to the brigand. Pilate didn't see it at the time. Even cunning Caiaphas probably didn't appreciate the irony of the point. But John wants us to see it. This is what the cross will mean. This is what truth is and does. Truth is what Jesus is, and Jesus is dying for Barabbas, and for Israel, and for the world, and for you and me. So you hear that sentence? Truth is what Jesus is. So this truth is Jesus dying for Barabbas, and for Israel, and for the world, and for you, and me. All right, we can start. How's life going, Chico? It's been a while. You said, there you go. That was like if you actually hit done. They get nom-nommed. Nom nom nom. All right. Well, have fun, Fred.
Evening. Yeah. So. Yeah, it is.
Just give him time. It's a hard game, and so sometimes his brain needs a simulator where it's not challenging at all. Simulators is easy because it's really X amount of time you put into it. That's all simulators are. That's sometimes what our Brohim needs, and that's okay.
see.
The Bone Zone. The Bone Zone.
Beep beep.
You're beefy. That's it.
The Bone. Don't mind me. That was quite the sound from your mouth. That's fine. Oh my gosh, dude. I hope I get it. So this build, this like this certain weapon that, so it's like later on you'll get a girl that allows you to unlock the 2 guns. So 2 guns and revival makes this really cool, awesome like this ability, and I hope I get it. It's not an ability, it's like an attack, and it's just that was fun. No, it's literally called the Bone Pit. They're trying to throw me nothing but bones. So many bones. I bet that's a chest bone there. You get special chest aspects to them. Got the glow. You just have just like that glow about you. Oh my gosh, are you pregnant? clover any good? The clover does luck. It scales with your cross. So with the boomerang. Your mom teach you any manners? Present for me? I knew it was my birthday. So, but you need a break. But look where the knives are at on there. And what? Yeah, right on there. What's right next to the knives? Yeah, what's it? Then you can't upgrade it. So you gotta like. That's why you could get the clover for because you have it. Sometimes if it's you can find stuff like on the map, and that'll let you get things a little early. But other than that, you gotta unlock it. Yeah, this is definitely that. I do have a revive, but it's probably not gonna do much. My revive! No! Oh! The scales are oh, could girl.
Yeah, you
Happy birthday to me. Ooh, happy on birthday.
Why did you duplicate it for anything?
What's your call? Look at your build. Do you think a duplicate will add to it? Well, by me looking at your builds, I can tell you the duplicate will work really well. There's also it will go with your lightning ring. What? Now I wanna paper because that sounds fun.
find this treasure no matter what I do.
What? I'm gonna go garlic.
Help.
Okay, friend. See you later. Nice, man. Oh, did you? That's fine. No idea. We haven't talked about it yet. What's up? Yummy pork chicken. That's literally what they call pork chicken. The chicken you find on the floor. It's completely trusty. You can always trust chicken you find on the floor. The local library? I think 30? I think they all go for 30. Are you killing it? Oh yeah! Here comes the scythe. Scythe power! Nice. It gets crazier though.
This one? With what?
I have no idea, dude. I mean, it could be like a layer thing, so it could be even lower than you. You could be right on it, but it does not tell you the depth, how far it is. So, yeah. The probability is high for all of it, my friend.
Oh gosh.
Well done, Medusa. Grab that. Oh, I might get whatever the evolved garlic is. I actually have not been able to get it yet. I'm excited to see. Oh, nice. Oh, dude, it's so cool. I just got it last night. You'll see. Ooh, what's this? Here's some fancy garlic. What's it called? Soul Eater. Evolve garlic. Steals hearts. Power increase. What does it say? Oh, that looks cool. Oh, that is... Huh? Then you guys... Well, then you have to find a treasure chest. It's only in treasure chests that you can get the evolved form. In treasure chest. Nope. Oh. Yeah, dude. I wish I could be a help, but Minecraft is not my game. I mean, maybe Jason can run over there and help you find whatever the heck you're looking for. I mean, not Mike, Jason. Did I say Jason?
Oh, I just got the evolved cross.
Yeah, that's the evolved cross.
It's sword. Fire.
Fire flame. You're looking, Charlie. I wish I can know the answer to your questions, but I honestly have never done what you've done, where you have a treasure map and you're hunting for treasure. Like, that's something I've never done. Oh my god. Oh yeah? Which one? Oh, that one goes with garlic. That's what I have it. I have the evolved form of garlic.
Oh my.
It's just cool looking. Oh, and it steals health. Yeah, from anything.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah. Oh, cool. What's this?
So yeah, we'll upgrade 3 things.
Oh. Bro. dude.
Finally.
Oh, what is that?
That's the boss. Nope. There's always more bosses. He is a meanie.
What the? Oh wait. What's going on? Oh god, what am I?
How do I have there somewhere?
Oh.
Isn't that wonderful? When you get that awesome build. Oh dude, it just gets harder though. Alright, this is what I was talking about. That ready to see? This is just
Double guns.
oh this way. So it puts those two together and makes this group, right? More on you add. No, the eagle will get stronger. You always gotta be leveling and working on maxing your build. After that, then you get a bunch of coins and maybe make your stuff strong. You can get past 60.
No, I'm level 69.
There's always more.
I know, but it all
Or gold. Yeah, take the gold. When you need to. But then if you find items in the map, you can actually make even more on your passives. It's the chances were against me. I was trying to go. I'm trying to get another build. There we go. Yes. All right. Looks like I might have to choose.
Oh, yay.
Look at that. Look at the next planet. Mine.
I think though in the library though, it was the first one that I got to 30 minutes. Oh, I died.
We're looking over here.
Darn it. Oh, sweet. I reached level 60 airplane. Awesome. I unlocked the Gallo Tower. Yes.
I am so lucky. Oh my god, that box literally like. Oh.
Is it like getting a lot more intense? Yep. It's the last wave that really just like you get the most experience, but it's a real true test of your build. Well, it's also like, see, your guy caps at that +1 projectile. That's why someone who has a continual thing of like my favorite is someone who does +1% might every level, because you know once you hit level 100 or even 80, you're at 80. Like you have 80% additional mites. No, I'm talking about the other person. Like I'm saying, your person has a.
Ah!
Never mind. Yeah.
Oh my.
Deal 50 minutes to Concepto. Ah, need to survive 30 minutes to Llama.
Um, 4 minutes, come on, I just need 4 more minutes.
You see, not do hyper. Whatever. Hyper's fine.
Oh, darn. I'm going diamond hunting.
Oh, what's this? Increase might product speed duration area by 2% per minute. Oh? Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, once again. Are you enjoying this answer?
Oh god.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's at 27 minutes.
Yep.
Hello.
You did 10 unlocks that run. Mama. Alright, so did they quit like Gallo? This is a tower. Oh. What's happening? Oh. It's called Gallows Tower. I have never been here before.
I unlocked hyper mode. I have always played
Team Llama, he's really tough because he does a lot of extra damage level up, but he also increases curse. Which, have you seen what curse is at all? It means like it increases damage, but also increases the damage of your enemies. Curse is just rough. Bracer. No, you don't have the person who does my every level. They're all good. I say play ones you haven't played yet, because if you look at collections, each one has something you can unlock by just playing them to a certain level. Yeah, you... Sister boxes.
Make it, wait.
I am such a silly goose. Gosh darn it. I forget that I don't have curse unlocked and I keep trying to get it. Huh? The dairy plant? I passed that. No, I passed it a while ago. Alright, I'll just do Mad Forest.
my cart.
Oh.
I just like that.
There. Yummy.
That's funny. Yummy.
Oh! Fudge.
Oh, I know some diamond.
I can find diamond shards. I won.
I'm picking up diamonds right now. For some reason, all these skellies keep dropping diamonds, and for some reason, it makes you level up. I don't know why. Hit him, see what happens. What happens if there's an enemy right next to it? There you go. That's how you take off a lot of bosses. Nope. They're pretty awesome. They have saved my bacon a few times. Can't believe you say that about me, Toddy. I thought we were friends.
You can't do it.
That's the truth. You're right. It's Kentucky. Lord chicken. Yum.
We'll make 2 items.
And
Oh wait.
also that they're knives. Micah. Things we talked about yesterday. Thank you.
Yeah, nothing. Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Huh.
Now keep feeling.
Why did I finish it? Why I quit? Yeah, let me quit. Did not mean to banish it.
I finished it.
Make so that when you level up, it doesn't even show up. Oh wow.
Fuck. Stop pulling it. Who's gonna be fuck back person? They don't really want me to have fun. What? Bedtime.
You look at me like that, huh?
I'm tricking you. That's a lot of spinach.
DRIVING. Oh, there you go. I don't know what's driving simulator.
Boy, 9.
the car with the speaker. Yeah.
Whoa! It's too fast.
There's no. Oh, bro.
Alright, 2 more minutes, my friends. After it breaks it up. And after the next element of media, we gotta think of dinner, okay? You ready to say, my friend? We got a minute and 10 seconds left, my friends. I feel think I could play this one in hyper mode and win and do it. I don't know. Alright, 30 seconds left, my friends, and we got 30 seconds. Okay, well, in 15 seconds, we're taking a break step. Yep. Yep. Honors off, my friends. Charlie, do you want to think of dinner now or think dinner after next allotment? You want these for dinner? Okay, do it.
So where are you guys going for dinner?
If they come with us,
Where are you guys going?
To D's, it's like a little, it's a diner around here.